Unexplored Silences, a film based on a true story. Dedicated to my wife, Farin, my motivation and love have been with me for nearly 50 years. Her silence was never empty. It was support, hope, and a shield. Against life's challenges, she never had to say it. I understood it down to my bones. She taught me to see the world differently, in silence. Before I arrived, my family had already lost everything. Forced to leave their home, with 4 children and no map for the new land. The language was foreign, the customs were unfamiliar. Even the sky felt different. My mother had buried her daughter, a girl with eyes like spring rain, and watched the man she loved break under the weight of survival. She tried to be strong, but sorrow has a way of settling in the bones. And so, she became very sick. Doctors said another child might help her heal. So I came. I was born not out of joy, but out of necessity. A remedy for sorrow, a breath after silence. They called me the lifesaver, not because I saved anyone, but because I reminded them to keep living. This is the world I was born into. Not one of comfort, but one of quiet endurance. I listened to men who had lost everything and still found ways to laugh. They gathered here each evening, men of letters, longing, and layered thoughts. I was the youngest guest. No one asked me to speak. No one asked me to leave. I listened. Not with ears, but with something more profound. War doesn't end when the guns fall silent. It lingers, in the eyes of children, in the silence of mothers, in the coffee shared by men who remember too much. Revolutions don't start with speeches. They begin with suffering, with questions whispered in the dark, with memories that, later, I would realize. This was my first classroom. No chalk, no tests, just voices and the silence between them. I was no longer just the child who recorded light. I was becoming the one who shaped it. I stand beside the Museum of Futures, toward the ocean, and think about a man who sees these people not as broken, but as builders. He gathers their energy, their pain, their brilliance, and turns it toward the future. This is how humanity heals, not by forgetting, but by transforming memory into motion. And now, another child records light. The cycle continues. The silence listens. The story lives. A film based on a true story. Narrated by Christopher. Music, Miguel Johnson, Unexplored Moon. Directed by Tourage. Written in collaboration with Copilot. Edited using 11 Labs Studio. This film stands before you, not as a filmmaker, but as a witness to what happens when humanity and technology meet with open hearts.